Revelation chapter 3 verse 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him, and he with me. HALALYAM YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHWASHI BAHASHAM QADASH. The belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and taught us this truth through the Spirit. Shalom to the sincere Akim Wa'akwatiyam, listening and learning, being doers of the word and abiding in the faith. To the Akim out here laboring, making their bodies a living sacrifice, pushing the word on truth and sincerity. And to the speckled birds scattered abroad that look like the other nations but are truly Yasharallah, Shalom. Now I want to go into a quick lesson, just going into how the Most High is always constantly communicating with us. Now we know he doesn't speak with us directly like how he did with his servant Moses, but he gave us the that eye salve in order to allow us to recognize when he is communicating with us. He communicates with us in a bunch of different ways. Okay, first and foremost through the scriptures, right? Teaching us, giving us the Holy Spirit, QADASH, in order to gain the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. He sent YAHAWASHI for us to model ourselves after, in a sense, rehearsing his righteous acts. But the one I want to focus on today is it's purely spiritual. You just have to have that. You have to have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. Okay, because it's very particular details that occur in your day-to-day life that only you can pick up on. Really, you might be hanging with other brothers or sisters that can notice certain things, but for your walk between you and YAHAWASHI, these are things that only you can recognize, that you have to have the Spirit on you to discern. So I'll give you these two examples. All right, Lord willing, I can make it quick. I don't want to make it too long. But the first one, it's something like I had to, these are the experiences that you will come to recognize for you to understand these things. Okay, so first example was a day. So one day, right, I told myself, it wasn't a vow, it wasn't during a prayer or anything. I just told myself, in my mind, in my spirit, I want to fast tomorrow. Okay, I told myself that I'm gonna fast tomorrow. So the next day came. I'm like, well, I don't feel like fasting, so I'll put it off, which is what I was doing. I was putting off the fast to the next day. Then I would have put it off the next day, the next day, and next day, So that day, I don't feel like fasting. I'm just going to get something to eat, Maybe, I don't, if I'm doing like a 12-hour fast, I want to start it earlier so I can end it earlier, I don't want to start at 12 p.m. I'm going to have to end it at 12 a.m. I'd rather start it at 6 a.m. and end it at 6 p.m. or whatever the reason is. It's an excuse. So I was supposed to fast that day. So I went, I don't feel like fasting. I grabbed, everything I needed to make myself a sandwich. The bread, grab the, the lettuce, whatever, turkey or whatever that I was, or a chicken patty, those breaded chicken, whatever it is. catch up. And then I went to the kitchen, or I was in the kitchen. I went in the, going through the fridge. I had everything in my hand, ready to go, taking it to the counter. I literally had everything in one hand, right? And I was, getting the last thing, like mayonnaise or whatever, ketchup or whatever. And I literally just dropped everything, I was holding everything in one hand and I dropped everything. And now that could happen to anyone and they're like, damn. And then they just pick it up and continue what they're doing. But through the Spirit, the YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI, I thought about it like, damn, I really just dropped everything. Like I dropped everything out of my hands onto the floor. And I thought about that, like, because what you got to do, you kind of have to search for a meaning in everything that happens to you. That's what I've been doing for years now. Probably it started when I came into the truth. Then I started searching for meaning in everything. I'm a little bit of an overthinker, but it can benefit you in this truth, in the truth. So, I search for a meaning in everything. So I'm like, why did I just drop this? Because I'm like, nothing happens for no reason. Everything happens for a reason. Okay? Everything is through the Spirit. So I thought, wait a minute. I said I was going to fast today. And I saw that as, because I remembered, I said I was going to fast today. So I saw that as the Lord pretty much just smacked everything out of my hand. And was like, hey, you said you were going to fast today, didn't you? He smacked it out of my hand, reminding me, hey, you need to fast. You need to keep your word. Even if it's just a word to yourself, be a man of your word. No matter to who it may be, to whoever you made the word to, be a man of your word, So I, through the Spirit, call on YAHAWAH, I recognize that. I picked it up, put everything away, looked at the time, started fasting from right there. That's the first example. The second example was just the other day. This is a do-rag. I folded it though, so that's why the crown of my head is uncovered, like it says in 1 Corinthians. Men shouldn't be covering their heads when praying or prophesying. But it's a do-rag, right? You wear a do-rag when, you have waves or you get your hair done, lock in moisture, things like that, whatever it's for. So I had recently done my hair and I was wearing I was gonna put it on after I took a shower. It was like the day after I did my hair or braided my hair. And I was gonna put it on after the shower. And so I had my clothes there and it was in the clothes. Like I couldn't see it in the clothes. So I grabbed my shirt and the do-rag flew down and it pretty much fell on, a dirty part of the bathroom floor. And I'm like, oh shit. Now obviously I can't put that on my head, So, I started, washing it, and as I was washing it, I saw like a whole, it was like literally like brown ass water, which is kind of embarrassing to say, but hey, it's one of those things that you don't think about, and I'm gonna lay it all out, I'm gonna confess it, I'm gonna lay it all out. It's one of those things you just don't think about. So my damn do-rag was dirty as shit. And I never thought about it. It's one of those things that I never thought about, like, damn, I need to clean this, so I'm like, damn, well, this is why. Because it didn't just get dirty just falling on the floor. All that dirt didn't just come from right there. So I'm like, hey, there's a reason why the Lord allowed that to happen. I needed to clean it. I would have put it back on my clean head, you know, go to sleep with it, go throughout the day with it. If I start sweating, the dirt seeps into my damn hair, into my scalp, you know. Hey, the Lord, you know, was looking out for me, you know, keeping my head clean, you know. So those are just two little examples, but it shows you that the Lord, you know, is constantly, whether it's small or great, he's always communicating with us. Is everything happens for a reason. It's all through the Spirit. The Lord is looking out for us, you know. That's why I read in Revelation, you know, I stand at the door and knock. You know, you have to open the door. You know, the Lord chose you. Okay, Yahweh dragged you out the world, and YAHAWASHI chose you. You know, BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI chose you. You know, you have to, you know, let him in. You know, you're just gonna leave him outside. You know, no, you have to open the door, and that goes for everything. You know, the Lord is constantly communicating with you. You have to hearken unto the Holy Spirit. You have to hearken unto the righteous acts that, you know, is written of in the scriptures. Hearken unto his laws, statutes, and commandments. Hearken unto his words. Everything, right? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay, you can't ignore it. And it's crazy, when I went to the KingJamesBible.org, KingJamesBibleOnline.org, this is the verse that was the verse of the day. This is the verse of the day today. You know, that's all through the Spirit. It's beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna get a couple scriptures real quick, you know, not to make this too long. This is Matthew chapter 13 verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. Right? So there's people out there that have, you know, desired to, you know, understand the prophecies, you know, have that spiritual discernment and discretion and so on and so forth. And hey, the Lord, you know, just wasn't dealing with them like that. But the Lord is dealing with you. So it behooves you to be grateful, to listen to the messages that he's sending you. You know, you got to be grateful for that. You can't take it for granted. Okay, you can't, you know, waste your talent, your gift. You can't waste your opportunities. You're blessed to have these eyes and ears that hear and see, or, you know, see and hear respectively. You know, this is Deuteronomy 11 verse 18. Therefore shall ye lay up these my words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. Right? So a frontlet is like pretty much like a headband, right? Like how the scriptures say, put on the whole armor of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. You know, protective headband and the arm cuffs, wrist cuffs. You know, when the Israelite men would go out to battle, things like that, like how you see brothers wearing. I saw this. That's why I clicked on it. Amalek will take it so literally and put verses in these boxes and attach it to his forehead and arm. Like, Amalek is I can't even speak on that, but brothers and sisters, like, y'all see, the Lord's not dealing with these people. Like, the Lord is not dealing with these people. Like, come on now. All right. It's a similitude. Okay, it's a similitude. Okay, it's an example. So lay up these words. We have to hold on to them. Okay, like fringes, like how we wear fringes to remind us to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and also to set us apart. Okay, because we're different in every way. We're better in every way. We're stylish. We're set apart. We're holy. We're beautiful. You know, powerful. We're the light that's set on a hill, and we cannot be hid. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, that we may remember these words, hold on to them dearly, and, you know, yeah, just hold on to it dearly, practice it, rehearse the righteous acts, live and breathe it. That's what it is. All right. So remembering him in everything that we do, we realize, you know, we think to ourselves, who else thinks to themselves like, okay, well, this just happened. What did I do to deserve this? Or what caused this? Or why did this happen? That's what I ask myself. That's, you know, searching for a meaning in everything that happens. And the Lord will reveal it to you. Okay? You have to diligently seek him. All right, this is Revelation chapter 3, verse 18. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. Okay? Now this is something that money can't buy. Okay? But again, this is allegorical. It's a similitude. You know, like it says, his men, his elect men will be, you know, tried as gold in the fire, and will come out refined, glowing, stronger, you know, make a man more precious than fine gold. Because like the scriptures also say, you know, he sees our poverty, but we're rich. All right, we may be, you know, impoverished financially, but we're rich in the spirit. All right, and white raiment, that we may be clothed, that represents purity. The white raiment is the purity. Okay, so we're spotless, blameless through the spirit. All right, we receive that mercy and protection, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. Right? Shame, when it speaks about nakedness, a lot of times it's talking about shame. All right, ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end, the world of Yasharallah, Israel. And anoint thine eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. Blessed are your eyes, blessed are your eyes, for they see. Other people are blinded. All right, so we have that eye salve. Verse 19, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous, therefore, and repent. All right, don't take it for granted. You know, diligently seek him. Be grateful for the, you know, the rebuke, the chastening, the correction, the, you know, the path that he's steering us on, the straight and narrow path of righteousness leading to the kingdom of heaven. All right, so we have to be zealous for that, you know. Verse 20, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne. Right? So we're called to be joint heirs with Yahawashi. All right, like it says, the Lamb sits at the right hand. The Lord saith unto my Lord, come and sit thou at my right hand. Yahawashi sits at the right hand of Yahweh. And we are called to, we're called and we're granted that mercy and the blessing of, the blessing and the glory of, being joint heirs with Yahawashi. All right. So that we may be set up as rulers on the earth. That's what ultimately, that's our goal, man. That's what it's all going into. It's about enduring until the end. All right. And a part of that is, this journey. All right. It's about being tried in this fire so that we may, become that fine gold, more precious than fine gold, going through all the persecutions, the temptations, the chastening, gaining more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, discernment. All right, that's what it's all about. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. All right. And what do the scriptures say? Wherever, 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I dwell with them. Roughly paraphrasing. All right. We are the church. So that's pretty much all I wanted to bring out. Just some little examples that I had that, resonated with me through the Spirit. So I wanted to bring that out for, you Akim wa Akwatium. I pray that it was edifying. Kwam Yasharala, Abad Babal, Shalom to the hopeful elect, and blessings, honor, glory, and power unto Yahawah wa Yahawashi. Shalom.